Preview. What are the barriers to listening? There are three kinds of barriers to familiarize yourself with. Self barriers, information processing barriers, and context barriers. Understanding these kinds of barriers will make you a more effective listener and more effective communicator. Self barriers. Self-focus, attending to internal dialogue versus external messages. Become aware of the problem, concentrate, be active rather than passive. Culture urges us to be self-focused. Facebook urges us to be self-focused. There are all sorts of pressures to be self-focused. Emotional noise is caused by emotional arousal that interferes with our communication effectiveness. Certain words or phrases can make listening very difficult. To be emotionally intelligent is to have the ability to understand, manage, and appropriately express emotions. One of the best strategies for managing emotions is taking a slow, deep breath. It helps put things in perspective. Being inappropriately critical of a speaker may distract from an important message. Monitor your internal critique to be aware of bias. The longer your mental critique, the less you will remember. Most people speak at 125 words per minute. Most people listen at 600 to 800 words per minute. Some of us even listen at 1,200 words per minute. We can process 2,000 bits of information in a short period of time. Use any extra time that you have to mentally summarize the speaker's message. We've all suffered from information overload. One of the best ways to combat information overload is to use communication triage. Communication triage is where we determine what's urgent and what's not urgent, what's important and not important. It helps to manage information overload because it gives you a system of organization. Realize when you and your partner is tired or distracted and not ready to listen. Assess what is urgent and not urgent while listening. Many of us have suffered from receiver apprehension. Receiver apprehension is when we have a fear of misunderstanding or misinterpreting the message, or we have an inability to psychologically adjust to messages. To fight receiver apprehension, make sure that you record the message and be sure to capture it. Review the audio later. Take notes. Make mental summaries of the information that you hear. Shifting attention is another information processing barrier. Can you multitask? Research shows that men tend to lock in on a message, while women are more adept at shifting between messages. Make a conscious effort to remain focused on one message. Context barriers differ from information processing barriers. The time of day and situation can impact your listening negatively or positively. If possible, schedule difficult listening situations for when you know you'll be at your best. External noise can also get in the way of effective listening. External noise is anything that interferes with the message. It can be sights, smells, anything. Do your best to eliminate distracting noise when you have the power to do so. What does effective listening look and sound like? Stop, look, and listen. Stop. Turn off competing messages and decenter. Social decentering is stepping away from your own thoughts and attempting to experience the thoughts of another. To stop means to be mindful of the message and avoid focusing on your own distracting inner talk, which may keep you from focusing on the messages of others. Look, observe nonverbal cues. Listen between the lines. Are the verbal and nonverbal contradicting? Maintain eye contact, direct body orientation, and lean forward. Listen. Mentally summarize details of the message. Work to overcome listening barriers and engage in active listening. So to recap, Identify your listening goal. Mentally summarize the details of the message. Link the message details with major ideas of the message. Practice by listening to difficult or challenging material. Work to overcome listening barriers. Don't interrupt, and listen actively. Active listening involves asking appropriate questions, paraphrasing the content, paraphrasing emotions, and remaining non-verbally responsive. Paraphrasing is checking the accuracy of your understanding by restating your partner's message in your own words. Be sure to paraphrase both content and emotions. Identify your listening goal. Practice listening to enjoy, learn, evaluate, and empathize. Here's where we've been. How much of your time is invested in listening? What is listening? What are the 4 listening styles? Is listening a problem? What are the barriers to listening? How should one listen effectively? And how should one respond effectively?